Dave, you should play the fucking song.
Jasper likes to do a close-up of my crotch before we start.
Different director.
2.
What will you do now that you're gone? On to somebody new. Well, that didn't take long. Where you gonna go? Not that I care. Who can you trust now that I'm not there? Never known such unhappiness. Never thought it would be like this. What will you do now that you're gone? Now that you're gone. What will you do now you're all alone? Who's gonna keep you warm out there in the cold? Who's gonna rescue you when you're lost at sea? Who's gonna love you if it isn't me? Never known such unhappiness. Never thought it would end like this. What will you do now that you're gone? Now that you're gone. Never known such unhappiness. Never thought it would end like this. What will you do now that you're gone? Now that you're gone. What will you do, Peter?
Well, I'll tell you, babe. I'm gonna call you babe. I don't know why, Dave. But now that you're gone, I want to get this show started. But there's only one way to do it. You know what that is, buddy? Theme song. Hey, welcome everybody live from the Dutch Hall. Hey, it's just you. Hey. We are Canada's only late night talk show and the greatest podcast ever to get started out in a pool shed in Pine Grove, Ontario. And I believe we are that way because we have the greatest band in Canadian late night history, the Nocturnal Emissions.
Yeah, we are.
Comprised this week of Steve, the reluctant German, on lead guitar, everyone. Tickling the skins, that's our man in the corner, our CRTC required Frenchman, Kev, French Tickler, Boulanger.
Hello.
And who is the balls this week? We decided to go to the itty bitty balls of Dave the Rooster Charters, everyone.
All right.
Ah, thank you.
And who's that behind the bar and directing this program seamlessly, beautifully, I might
Even though
add.
I was fucking fired.
Yeah, We'll get to that. That's my brother, band leader, and for tonight at least, our director, Paul Van Dyke, everyone.
Band leader, fucking right. And now it's a hostess program. It's your two-time President's Club Award winner. It's Pope Pete Van Dyke, folks.
I cheered for myself that time.
All right.
Yeah, that was a good opening. Sorry, I was distracted through the whole opening. I think it came through in every bit of what I did, but I was very distracted. But I think it's going to prove to be a better show because of my distraction, even though the opening was weak. On my part, you guys did fine.
Oh, okay.
How did you feel you did?
Okay.
Yeah?
Fair to Midland. Fair to Midland.
It wasn't your best. What do you think the best time you did it tonight was not
No.
that time?
Oh, that was probably the best time.
It wasn't
tonight.
bad.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
You know, me and Steve were talking earlier this week, and we had a great idea. We said that eventually, once we get everything figured out down here, we're going to allow shareholders in to watch the program. Not only all that, we'll invite them. We'll go out and invite them, you know, because they're shareholders. They have a right to know what we're doing here. Right. And then if they want to come and enjoy the festivities, they'll be here, right?
Like send invitations in the mail or
What?
like like a wedding invitation? Like
No, we don't do it in the mail anymore. There's other means like the internet. You know the internet? How you talk with the internet?
Yep.
You say to Stephen Harper, like, take the information and give it to my friend.
Take our message, give it to the shareholders.
And immediately it goes like Facebook and Zuckerberg, you know, all those things. Snaps and
That sounds awesome.
grams. Yeah. Anyways, that's what you do. You invite them. Okay? The means is not that important.
Okay, sorry.
I think we got sidetracked by the means, right? But the thing is, they're going to be here, and then we can't just play one song for them all night and then, like, fuck off, right? And then, but you can't just learn one song a week and then just give it away and never play it again, right? Oh. So we had two problems. So then we said, what if we were to play the songs that we learned again?
Not just the first time, but
Not just
another
once.
time after that.
Yeah, then the next week, because you played it once, you play it again. And then you maybe get better at it. And then the week after that, I think you played a third time. Like we would put it into a 3-week rotation so that you would play the last 3 weeks show's songs as like a warm-up for the shareholders trying to get settled in the room or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
And then
It's a nice little 3-song set.
Yeah.
a 3-song set. You're playing the last 3 songs from the last 3 shows, so you get to polish those up. And then if you want to put those into your regular set list when you're the Nocturnal Emissions touring around the country, lighting the world on fire charters, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Then feel free to use those.
That just makes
And
sense.
you're welcome. Not
you.
only did I birth you out of my loins, but I also gave you great advice. Right?
That's awesome, yeah. By the 3rd week, it might even start to sound pretty good.
Well, a lot of people who have given us feedback think that you're the best. You guys are the best part of the show. A lot of people think that,
Really?
which is like a weird thing to say to me. Why don't you just say that to you guys? Like, go to the Nocturnal Emissions Facebook page and tell them that they're the
Yeah.
best part of the show.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah.
We'd love to hear that.
I don't want to hear it. I want to hear I'm the best part of the show. I want to hear Nocturnal Emissions are great, but you're way better. Those guys couldn't sniff your jock strap, you know? And then I'd be like, you're just saying that to be sweet. No, your band's a real pieces of shit. I'd be like, stop buttering me up. You know?
Yeah. Like us on Facebook.
The Nocturnal Emissions. Don't put in Nocturnal Emissions without the.
That's
Because you're going to get something gross.
Yeah, you don't.
I'm just warning you.
You don't want to go down that rabbit
No.
hole, believe me.
No.
Do not do it. Anyways, we have a lot of business to take care of today, a lot of business, and we also have a surprise guest,
Whoa.
which will be a very big surprise to all of us here. I'm just going to tell you that right now. That's a bit of a spoiler, but it's going to be a surprise to all of us who the guest is going to
The
be.
anticipation is killing me.
Yes. I said all of us. Right. Anyways, that's it. Just remember that. Spoiler.
All right.
Hey, you know how things always work out when I set them up, and then later on in the show we remember to do them, and then we do them?
Every time, like
Yeah, like
clockwork.
like last week, how we said our whole goal is going to be 2019 goals. We have one goal. It's that Paul goes to Gay Pride. I want to open his eyes a bit.
Yeah.
Eh?
It turns out he's totally into it.
You going, Paul?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I
Sounds like a
can't
good
wait to do it, man. I want to go too because I want to see you see it. It's like bringing your kids to Disney World, you know? I want to bring Paul to the Gay Pride Parade just to watch Paul see guys in assless chaps and stuff marching around, like whatever. Have you been to one?
No. Sounds good, though. Let's do it.
It's like Caravana.
They're having a time.
Yeah, just have a good time.
Yeah, colorful and glittery, right?
Yeah. No fuzz.
Huh?
No.
No fuzz.
Yeah. No. No. What are the uniformed? No uniformed police. Not allowed.
Yeah, no cops.
It's perfect.
Oh, that's what you meant by no fuzz, eh? Oh, I thought
Yeah,
you were
the fuzz,
talking
man.
about pubic hair. Like, you know, I thought it was like a,
Probably not a lot of that either, if I had to guess.
no? Well, amongst the bear community. Do you know in the gay community, you are considered a bear, Dave?
Me?
Yeah, you're a bear.
Oh. Okay.
You don't think you are?
That's funny that you know that, Pete.
You do, you know he's a bear, right?
yeah.
Like Bruce Valanche.
You'd be considered a
Yeah,
bear.
like Bruce Valanche. Exactly like
Center
Bruce
square,
Valanche.
bitch. Center square.
You
They didn't
are
put him in
like
the fucking
Bruce
corner, did
Valanche.
they?
What?
They didn't put him in the corner. They
No,
put him center square.
he's a good joke writer. He just pumps the jokes out. Bruce Valanche, his hair, I never really figured out, but you and him probably would be good friends, eh?
Yeah.
Weird glasses, weird hair, weird mustaches, he's got a beard. If you could grow that beard, you would, though.
I
A
wish I
Valanche
could.
beard?
I wish I could.
Yeah, you wish you're Bruce Valanche in a lot of ways, right?
Yeah. Now that you mention it, I guess I do.
If you were really to measure your life up to Bruce Valanche's and say, who's got a better life? Paul, do you know who Bruce Valanche is? No idea?
If it would put me in the center square, absolutely. If I could replace Oprah or whoever the center square before that was.
John Davidson.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Get him
No, he was the host, was he? John Davidson. Do you
it
know
Oprah?
Hollywood Squares? You know what?
I thought Oprah was. the
Shadow Stevens. How about that guy? He was on Hollywood Squares.
Jim J. Bullock.
Jim J. Bullock, but he was
Jim
in something else. What was Shadow Stevens in other than Hollywood Squares?
He was a radio host.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he was like a Casey Kasem.
Oh, I did not know that. I thought he was just famous from Hollywood Squares.
You know, I
But that would be the same thing if you didn't follow, who else? Jim J. Bullock. If you didn't watch that show with Ted
Too
Knight.
close for comfort.
Too Close for
Yeah,
Comfort.
too close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was the deal with that show? That was kind of a ripoff of Three's Company in a way, right?
Yeah.
And then, but Jim J. Bullock wasn't gay on that show, or was he gay on that show? He was just a colorful neighbor, right? There was no sexuality in Jim J. Bullock's character. But
He
he's
was
really
kind of dumb, too, right? He was like a dullard on that show, was he? Jim J. Bullock?
dullard. I don't know if he was a dullard or not.
I'm going to have to look it up on YouTube.
Look up if Jim J. Bullock was a dullard.
Just look up some Too Close for Comfort reruns.
I think Ted Knight's hilarious. And you know Ted Knight? You know from Caddyshack and like Mary Tyler Moore? That
yeah.
guy,
Yeah.
Ted Knight? He's hilarious, right?
Is he in that show, too? Too Close for Comfort?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's Ted Knight, Jim J. Bullock, and then two hot chicks, right? Remember it?
Yeah.
It was a good show because the hot chicks were hot, right? And Jim J. Bullock would just come in like Kramer, kind of,
Yeah.
and throw in a couple of jokes and give Ted Knight to get Ted Knight to pull his hair out, you know, because he was acting weird.
Yeah, he was
So, like,
goofy, right? Maybe not a dullard, but he was goofy for sure.
Yeah, definitely goofy. Definitely goofy, I would say. Some would call, back in the olden days, when you be goofy like that, they might say you're as queer as a $3 bill. Eh? That's what they say about people back.
Yeah, back in
But
the day.
now we don't call them goofy, Dave. We call them people like the rest of us.
I gotta comment on something before it leaves my head. I'm proud of what you learned in the last week, Peter. Last week's show, you were drinking out of that same cup, but you were sitting in a different spot with a lot of electronics all around you,
Yes.
and you dumped that cup, the whole cup,
Yep.
all over everything. And now this week, you got a new desk, 0 electronics on it.
No, I let Paul wreck the electronics.
Yeah, you learned your lesson.
And I put them on a different level for the most part, except for my computer, than the liquids.
Yeah, multiple countermeasures. That was really good.
Oh, you like that, eh? Because this is all part of your programming that you got from your corporate brainwashing, right? They make you be like overly cautious of everything because everything equals money, right? So
You didn't want that to happen again, right?
You're fucking right, I didn't. I just don't like the way you deliver your message to me. You know what I'm saying? It sounds like you're telling me something that you were trained to tell me.
Yeah, I'm proud of you.
Huh?
I'm proud of you.
Is this the technique you use with the people, your underlings? Because if so, I don't want to work for you. You know that, buddy. I'm never working
I've
for you.
always known that.
I'm never, ever going to work for you or around you. I like to be in an environment where I have no respect for you at all. If I all of a sudden went to an environment where you excelled and you were actually respected by your peers, I would be like, ugh, I don't like this, Charters. He's a dick. Yeah. I like it better when you're not really the butt of many of my jokes. Most of the time you're doing entertaining things. I'm just telling the story of it and you're having a good time. And I'm not even lying. I'm telling the truth of what you did. Sometimes
lying, bro.
I make a colorful adjective to describe what you're doing. Like I'll say, this idiot did this, or like he did this dumb thing or whatever, but I don't have to put that in. If I take that out, well, all I'm doing is recounting the events, and you enjoy the recounting of the events, right?
I do enjoy it.
And then some people say I'm being mean to you when I do that. What do you think? Because those adjectives, Dave, right?
Maybe a little embellishment now and again. You embellish. Come on.
I don't embellish. I see things through my own lens.
Come on.
Through your own filter.
But I don't look at something and then make it into something bigger. That's how it lives in my head. I observe it to that level.
I'll give you that.
Yeah. It's different than embellishing. Embellishing sounds like lying to me. I don't like it. I don't like to lie, you know?
Oh, you're.
Huh?
Yep. You're truthful. That's for sure.
Are you saying that sarcastically?
No.
I don't tell lies at all. Tell me when I lied.
Last week when you said that I'm a cannibal.
No, if you listen back to the tape, and I said, Dave Charters does not eat people. Multiple times I said Dave Charters does not eat people.
Okay.
If you think Dave Charters eats people, you're wrong. Dave Charters does not eat people, right? You picture Dave sitting at home, not on a baby's leg. That's your problem, because he doesn't do that, right?
Thank you for clearing that up.
Yeah, I said that last week. You listened to the show on last
There's
week's
a lot of
show.
controversy out there with the listeners.
They don't think that at all. There's controversy that they think you eat babies? Oh no, sorry, you don't eat babies. You eat.
Yeah, it's babies now.
What? I don't know where people get this stuff. Charters, I'm sorry. I think I might have had something to do with that.
No, we're fine.
Upon more reflection.
We got some shit to get through here.
Yes, we do. Actually, we have something to get through from almost everyone on the show. Let's start with the people who aren't here today from the Nocturnal Emissions. Let's start with the obvious band leader, Michael Bowe. Right?
Deep.
Mike Bowe made us a promise once upon a time, and I've heard it, and he's broken it multiple times since. He said, I'll never miss 2 shows in a row.
I remember
right?
that.
And you remember last week when we gave him amnesty for missing 1 show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had something going on, something fairly important.
Yeah, it was his wedding. We can say it. It was his wedding. He got married, so we let him off the hook, right?
Yep.
Well, this is 2nd week in a row, right? You better have a good fucking excuse this time. Guess what it is this time? Oh, he's in Grenada putting his blank into his new hot wife's blank multiple times. He's going to come back next show, probably be good for nothing, just all dehydrated and chafed and stuff.
Just
Right?
spent.
Yeah. Honeymoon, that's his excuse this time, honeymoon. Well, I'll tell you something, buddy. Congratulations. I'm so jealous. Enjoy every minute of it, man. God damn it, he must be having a time of his life right now, eh?
Grenada. I don't know anyone who's ever been to Grenada.
You're
Yeah.
gonna now. You do now.
Yeah.
Yeah, your world traveler cousin Michael's there with a hot wife. You ever seen a couple get married and so happy? I know Steve hasn't. He wasn't there. Wasn't invited. But Dave and I were there, and Paul. Hey, you ever see a couple so happy before?
That was awesome.
Yeah, it was nice to see, eh?
Yeah. You know who else who was happy there? Every single fucking person at the wedding. Before the wedding started, I've never felt that kind of like energy and excitement in the wedding crowd. The buzz in the crowd. They were just waiting. They couldn't wait, to get it started.
I'll tell you what, Dave. Was that the first wedding you went to since the legalization of marijuana?
As a matter of fact, yes, it is.
And that is what marijuana legalization does. It makes new love for everyone. And that's what all weddings are going to be like from now on. Mike and Kelly's wedding, because weed is legal. That's how it's going to work now, Charters.
Like it.
Yeah.
It's doing good things.
Right? Next is mushrooms, eh? Next on the list, mushrooms.
Legalize mushrooms.
I think Oregon.
Yeah, it's starting in the States.
Oregon's already legalized mushrooms.
Isn't that where you're supposed to go to a bike
In
ride?
Amsterdam, it's you can buy mushrooms legally.
Yeah.
You can't buy heroin legally.
In Amsterdam?
No, but you can get a needle for it legally. If you have heroin and you want to inject it into your veins, you can go to a park and they'll give you fresh needles, so you don't have to share. So but they don't. It's illegal, but they'll like give you AIDS, so you don't get AIDS.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you did there.
See?
Yeah.
Wordplay.
Pretty good.
Anyways, Michael's wedding was fun as hell. It was really, really good. I was just, how can you not have fun when everyone's happy for the bride and groom? It's just like a thing that everybody's enjoying.
It was a great time. Two great families that just meshed together like peas and carrots, Really good time.
Oh, yeah? Peas and carrots? You think meshed
Peas
together? good?
and carrots.
Is peas and carrots as good as peanut butter and jam?
Peanut butter and pickle.
Peanut butter and pickle don't taste good together.
That
that's-
sounds
yeah,
fucking
they're-
Have you ever
gross.
tried it?
No, it's really good.
Have you ever tried it? Yeah, Steve? Hey?
Okay.
Good old
Okay.
pickles. None of that sweet shit.
What?
Slice them thin, right on the peanut butter.
Whoa. Okay. You got to start this whole thing over again. Because I've been watching on YouTube The Last Days of Elvis recently.
Oh, no.
Oh, I'm so into the fucking Last Days of Elvis. Like, it is unbelievable how fucked up he gets at the end, right? And you hear all of his people that were really close to him tell the stories about how fucked up this guy is. Oh man, I've been to Graceland multiple times, like 4 times, and it's a tour of a nut job's house. Like, you get to see a crazy person's house. Like, with the unlimited funds, he's totally lost his marbles,
Yeah.
It's the best. If you're ever in Memphis, you were in Memphis, did you go to Graceland?
No, we didn't go to Graceland.
Oh, you got to do it, man. And I went
Next
to all
time.
the little side museums because they show like all the crazy stuff that he did, like where he Homer Simpson shot out his TV, like for real. They got his TV, he don't want to get up and turn it off, so he shot it off. That's when Elvis was doing target practice. He was also on a lot of uppers and downers and painkillers and et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, and it's not like he got crazy at the end. He was crazy the whole time.
Yeah.
But at the end, he was like just living free.
Yeah, this guy grew up like in squalor, right? So like he had no expectations. Then he had pretty much the ability to do whatever he wanted, and then he was did stupid things like any guy that would in that situation. Now, if you got famous now, Charters, if you all of a sudden hit it big, became a big deal, right? Bigger than you already are.
Oh,
Can you imagine?
But okay.
Imagine that, how big that would be. You would be fine. Because you're old. Because you're already set.
Yeah.
You've already had a shitty life to date, right? So everything that you've suffered with till this point in your life, that is going to make you be humble with your success. like Rodney Dangerfield. Rodney Dangerfield didn't get really famous till he was in his 50s, and then he did coke till he died.
Is that what he did?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
What made him famous, Rodney Dangerfield? Was it that movie where he dove off the... What was that movie?
Back to school.
Back
Back to school? No, it didn't make him famous. I'll tell you what made him famous. A little hook in comedy they call No Respect. Have you heard of it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know what that did? It resonated with the masses, Dave. Resonated with the masses. No Respect. Who can relate to that? Well, everyone, right? That's why Rodney Dangerfield. Before that, he didn't have the No Respect hook. He was a shitty comic. Then, and he was selling like vinyl siding or aluminum siding. And he was actually doing an aluminum siding deal. And he asked the customer if he could come inside and watch his television because he was on The Tonight Show and he wanted to watch his...
Watch himself on The Tonight Show? Like
Yeah.
this?
But he had to go to work after his appearance, or work the day he was going to be aired or whatever, right? So he had to watch his appearance. And so the guy, his customer's like watching him on The Tonight Show at the time where there's like 3 channels on TV and you can have, and one of them is the fucking guy he's buying aluminum siding for is like telling
Tonight
jokes
Show.
on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, yeah. Yeah, it is. Or no, maybe it wasn't even The Tonight Show. I think it was like Merv Griffin. It wasn't The Tonight Show because I think Rodney and Johnny Carson had hard feelings for a while until they worked it out. So his first one was Merv Griffin. It was early in his career. Anyways, that's what he did. No Respect, and then the movies it made him huge. But he was already established. But I bet you his first movie was Caddyshack, wasn't it?
Oh, Caddyshack, yeah.
Yeah, Caddyshack, I think. And one time I remember somebody asked him in that movie, why did it look like you guys were all like so coked out all the time? And he goes, "'Cause we were coked out all the time."
Because we were coked out, okay?
Yeah, okay. All right, okay.
Okay.
Did Elvis eat peanut butter and pickle sandwiches?
No, he
that
ate
what you're
peanut butter and banana sandwiches.
Peanut butter and
Fried
banana
peanut butter and banana
sandwich, okay.
sandwiches. Have you had, but I've never heard of the pickles. So you had dill pickles on a peanut butter sandwich.
Yeah, on toast, open face.
That is, no, so what you're getting is the saltiness and a bit of the sweet from the peanut butter, which is what it is anyways. And then you get the saltiness of the pickle.
Yeah, and the crunch of the pickle. The crunch is an important part of
Bitterness of the dill.
You do this shit too, Kevin?
No. Fuck no.
You
God,
do?
Crackers and
Oh, yeah,
pickles
it's
and
awesome.
cheese.
You do peanut butter pickles and you do peanut butter pickles. Now, have you guys shared this with each other?
it. Nope.
No.
It's a Polish
Independently.
German thing.
You two just independently, never before today have you spoken about this?
Nope.
Because that's batshit crazy. Because you know that, how many people, Paul, have you ever heard that have eaten this open face? Are you open face too?
No, I go with a top on my sandwich, and I will add jam.
What?
Jam
What
and
the
pickles?
Fuck?
Okay, now we're talking some crazy
Raspberry.
shit.
That's like beets. That's getting into beet territory.
Okay, no, I'm gonna like encapsulate this argument. Okay, I'm just gonna stop it,
Okay.
and I want to give you a new one because this was a young kid. God bless you. A young kid said that their parents told me that they had to make her when she was young. The only thing she would eat for lunches was relish and mustard. Wasn't it relish and mustard sandwiches? It was relish and mustard sandwiches, and I thought that sounds stupid.
That's it?
Yeah, relish and mustard. That's it. On it. No, it was mustard.
Oh,
Maybe it was-
mustard and honey. That's a gross.
Honey mustard.
No,
like honey mustard.
I fucking hate honey mustard.
You know, but it was the sweet with heat. It's all it was the sweet with heat. You know, mustard's like an English heat, right? And then sweet would be whatever bullshit you come up with. But you said no sweet dill, so you're just going salty, salty. This is just fucking me up. Peanut butter jelly, that makes sense. But peanut butter jelly pickle is like, are you pregnant? Doesn't make any sense.
Oh, it's fucking.
Now,
messed.
here's one I do that Charters disagrees with me on. Jam and cheese. A nice Gouda.
No. That's like a
Jam
Dutch
and
thing or something.
cheese?
It's weird.
It is a Dutch thing,
I make
and
a nice
it's
breakfast
delicious.
sandwich at home, like a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich or something like that. And my wife has to put jam on the toast first.
Yeah. Makes it taste nice.
With the cheese.
Jam and cheese. Jam and cheese on a toast. When I used to eat bread, I would have this open faced as well, Dave. A piece of toast, put some jam on it, put a nice piece of cheese on that thing, and just eat it. It's so delicious. Gouda right on top of it.
I'll try it.
You've never tried it?
You try peanut butter and pickle. I'll try jam and cheese.
I'll try peanut butter and pickle right now if you make the sandwich. I'll eat it. Oh, no, I can't.
One bite.
I can have a bite of it. Can you put it on a cracker? I can't have bread.
A low carb cracker.
It just doesn't need to
Like
be
a
made
sweet
of beans.
potato cracker.
Sweet potato cracker? I can have that, yeah. It hasn't really helped me. I go on these binges like I did last night. I went to the new opening of this club in Hamilton called Levity. It was the old Yuck Yucks, but now it's Patrick Coppolito opened a new club there called Levity. It's awesome, way better than it was before. And I went there last night for the soft opening. Eh? Soft opening? You just keep saying soft opening. They kept saying it last night. They go, thank you for coming to my soft opening. Coming soft opening. Just sounds dirty, right? But they're saying nothing wrong. It just meant their waitresses weren't good enough yet to like serve real people, so they invited like people they didn't give a shit about to watch the first show so they could fuck up your order. And they fucked up my celery sticks for my chicken wings. But that was not their fault. It was a busy night, and I got the fuck out of there before they could give it to me. Because
They bring you carrots instead or something?
no veg at all. Just chicken wings, no dip.
No dip.
Oh, they were as outraged as I was. Except for the follow-up I didn't see. But anyways, other than that, that's a terrible thing to do, to give what was a glowing night a poor review because of one little tiny blemish. That's terrible I did that. Everything else was great. And the people there for first-time staff, that was like a soft opening, they had their shit together for the most part, and they were great. Very dedicated staff there. I don't want to say nothing but good things about Levity in Hamilton. Go check it out and see a show. Their grand opening is tonight, actually, and they got Giannis Pappas there.
Guaranteed to get celery sticks tonight at the grand opening.
Well, you can't go to it. It's going on right now. You'd already have to be there.
Shit.
Yeah. You got to go tomorrow night. The guy's there all weekend, though. Go.
Yeah.
And they didn't give me no money. And we're going to get right into feedback. We got feedback right now because I have to. You want to do it? Yeah. We got, this theme song?
Oh, we're actually going to do it?
Yeah.
We got feedback. Feedback.
Welcome to Feedback. We got feedback, everybody. This week's segment is brought to you by our friends at Amazon. If you'd like to go to our website, livefromthedutchhall.com, you can click on our Amazon banners, and if you don't see them, it's probably because you have your ad blockers on, so shut them off. Click on those things, and we can you can do all your shopping, and we'll get that money and not that rich guy. And also, CleanFlow. CleanFlow, I'm going to tell you right now, you've been a great sponsor. You've helped us get to where we are as a show to date. But tick, 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 CleanFlow. Times are changing. And we are going to go out and start saying, show me the money. And also, Charters doesn't like being your bitch anymore, he said.
Yeah.
Yeah? So step it up.
Oh.
Actually, I'm not. I don't want
Fuck
to
you,
bug
CleanFlow.
CleanFlow. They've been absolutely fantastic to us. But Norpac
The beef people.
are still here too. And also, I'm going to say to Norpac, you've been a great sponsor. Putting you on notice too. I'm putting everyone on notice. Everybody. I started with CleanFlow, the top of the pile. Norpac, you're getting it too. Yarmy Electric
Fuck yeah.
did a great job in this building. Came in here professional. They cleaned up the old stuff, whatever they're allowed to do publicly, and they did a great job. But I don't care if you got it right the first time. I don't care if what was the other thing?
You,
Anyway.
you didn't have to do it.
Go
the second
fuck
time.
yourself.
Oh, you're on watch. You're on watch, Yarmy Electric. And who's the last one?
Cheese lady.
Ball Studio.
Oh, Cheese Lady's in Mexico. She doesn't give a fuck about us. No feedback for you. But you know what, Cheese Lady? You are on notice too. I'll tell you, times are changing. We're in Spiky Ball Studios now. You know what? If I'm gonna wear a hat like this on a program that says Vandenbush Irrigation on it, times are gonna change, you know? I'm not gonna do that on air with no money coming from those sons of bitches. I'll tell you that right now. Vandenbush, on notice. You think I'm gonna use this Norfolk Family Eye Care pen on air? In the future, after this program here, once I put Norfolk Family Eye Care on notice, you're not gonna get this free advertising in the future. You're gonna pay for it, baby.
Yeah, we're gonna pixelate that right out of the video.
Yeah, we're gonna pixelate this. We're gonna, what do you call that? Censor it like a Japanese insertion, right? That's what you're gonna get. You know, who else we want to put on notice? Anyone. I'm going to give everyone in this that's out as a business that could benefit from us telling our listeners and our supporters of this program about your product or service.
Amazon.
Oh, Amazon? No, they're not on notice. That is a side deal. That's just us stealing from them strictly by just figuring out a way to get this link thing.
Let's keep that
And then
up.
you click on it, but I'm not going to go to them and tell them, like, listen, I want more. He'd just say no, you know. I would just go to, like, people that around here, you know. That would just be, like, normal people, you know. I don't want to go to, like, the richest man in the world and then say, hey, you want to, like, throw... And he was like, no, you go through my people. You don't talk to me. Like, how'd you even get in here? And I'll be like,
Van Dyke, motherfucker. That's
yeah,
how.
it's none of your goddamn business how I got in here, motherfucker.
I got this.
Yeah. You ever thought of a toupee? They make good toupees now, buddy. Yeah, or like...
He can afford it.
Huh?
He can afford it.
This is what I would do if I was him. This is how bad I've... Steve, I don't mean any offense by this. I know this is anti-bald. But if I was that guy that owned Amazon, I would figure out a way to do stem cell shampoo. So you can just like get hair stem cells in your shampoo and just shampoo and have fucking hair. And not only do I think that this can happen, I think it's going to happen in our lifetime.
Oh, yeah.
And I think there's going to be a time where Steve will have the most hair of any of us here. He'll have all the bald guys we know, will be like the big bushy afro hair people in their 70s, you know? You'll be like old as shit, 80s, 90s, you know? But your hair will be luscious.
Yeah,
Right?
all over your head and face and ears. Everywhere
And
the
hands, wherever you...
Everywhere the shampoo touches. The palms of your hands, under your fingernails.
Yeah, Steve will spend, you know what? He'll spend a lot of time shaving his palms and his face, but he will have a beautiful head of hair.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what's important.
It'll be worth it.
Oh, it'll be great.
Steve, is your whole body really hairy like your beard?
No.
You're hairless?
No, I'm not hairless, but I'm not
Oh.
like...
I love how it's one or the other.
He was like either like completely matted with hair or bald, like a mole rat, right? You can make a mole rat. I can't picture any middle ground with Steve. It's just such an enigma. I've worked with him for like months now, and I've seen him take his outerest layer off twice.
Maybe.
Yeah. And then even that,
That leaves 4.
That leaves like 4 layers at least, you know. And I've only seen his face, and I can't really see his eyes because of his glasses. I can't really see his cheeks or his chin because of his beard. His hair I can't see because he's always wearing a hat. And then
Andy doesn't have any.
he's got hands. I've seen his hands before.
They're bald like the rest of his body.
Other than that, that's all I've ever seen of Steve. And you're not a sports guy.
Oh, not really.
So I'll say, like, your wife has got like a very rare opportunity to see your body.
Suppose.
Because I've seen you in the summertime, you're got layers on still. You're still fully dressed with long sleeves, right?
Sometimes.
And a toque.
No tubes.
And do you have short pants?
Yeah, I wear shorts sometimes.
Yeah, but I've known you for years. I've never seen it. Have you seen it?
I think at the.
You were in my pool one time, weren't you? Have you ever seen him in my pool?
No. Oh, I did one time. He was wearing a long sleeve sun shirt.
All I'm saying is I've seen Charters in all sorts of undress, and I don't want to, but never with Steve. Not even he's like a Muslim woman.
I went swimming at Steve's once. And
Huh?
I went swimming at Steve's once, and he was in the pool, but he just like snuck up. He was behind me and water up to here. So
You're like Wilson. You're like Wilson from Home Improvement.
Yeah,
you know?
from the neck down, he's Wilson.
Yeah, like what do you mean the neck down?
I mean, we see his face. Like Wilson, you only see his eyes, right?
I can't see his face. What else can you see?
Yeah, that's
the
a good
beard
point.
down.
Yeah.
His beard is the fence, man. That's why he grew the beard. It's a fence that he puts up to create barriers between him and us because he has something to hide. He has something that he wants us not to know.
What is it,
Because it's going to hurt him even more than he's already been hurt. What do you think it is, Dave? Think it's real bad?
I can only imagine. He's a robot, did you say?
Oh, real bad.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Maybe
real
he's a
bad.
robot.
Is it a robot? Is it a robot?
I'll never tell.
You've been touched by a robot? Is that a TV show on CBS when we were kids? Touched by a robot? Is there really one called Touched by an Angel?
Yes.
That was a show, right? Touched by an Angel? Jesus
Sounds
Christ.
awesome.
I don't think that thing would fly today, eh? Touched by a priest. Eh?
Come on, we're in a church here. Come on,
Huh?
we're in a church.
Not a church anymore.
What did I say wrong?
I don't know.
This is a Hungarian Presbyterian church.
I'm just saying.
I
Many,
said priest. I think
many
there was a
people have
minister.
been touched by many other people.
Huh? The Presbyterians were never known for that. It was mostly you Catholics, wasn't it? I like how I say you Catholics.
Yeah,
eh?
it was us.
It was you guys. It's true though. It was you guys. You have a big institution, and you're the only ones that don't allow your people to marry, right? Aren't you?
I'm married. What are you talking about?
You don't allow your ministers to marry. You're like people that control your congregations and stuff.
Yeah.
They're the only religion that doesn't let them marry, right? So that would lead them to be a refuge for people who think if they have something they're ashamed of in their wants or needs, they can then go to abstinence. And a good place to hide from their dirty thoughts is in the priesthood. Do you think there's anything to that?
No,
No?
I don't know.
You don't think it would end up being like a hiding place for people who have
I think
sexual
people can hide
deviance?
anywhere.
Yeah, but if you're like trying to be good, right? You're raised Catholic. Like let's pretend you are, because you're raised Catholic, right?
Yeah.
So you're raised Catholic, and then all of a sudden you want to you're just so horny for children, right? Like, you just think about them all day long.
This
It's
is silly.
what do you mean? What do you mean silly?
I mean, it's silly. You're trying to back me into a corner. I don't like it.
I'm not backing you into a corner. I'm just saying in this situation.
Maybe I just want to serve God.
Huh?
Yeah, maybe I'm like
No, did I
raised
say
Catholic, and
I didn't
want to
say
give
all priests are pedophiles. That's what you're leading to. You're just leading to that
No,
conclusion.
I'm just saying there's pedophiles in every group of people.
My God.
What, am I wrong?
If I was, let me put it this way. At your place of work or any place of work that you're at, if you're an employee that was caught molesting volunteer children for your business, would you be able to continue to work for that business?
Well, I hope not.
But the Catholic Church would allow you to continue to be a priest for them. And
I don't think that's a rule.
you don't think it's a rule.
I think
but
there might be some history of that, but I don't think it's like written down anywhere that if you molest children, you get to keep your job.
But don't you think it should be
I
written
think
down
if you
somewhere?
ask
Do you
the-
think it should be written down somewhere that they tell you that if you do molest a child, you will lose your job?
Yeah.
That's what I think too. I would feel more happy about being a Catholic if they would put that rule in. Please don't molest children or you're going to be fired as a priest.
Yep. I think that's a good rule too.
Yeah.
I even think it might exist.
Really? I would like to hear an example of it.
Okay. I'll
That's
do some
all.
research.
Yeah, please do. And then, because the people that got moved around, that really happened, right? That's an
Yeah,
evil
yeah,
that
that
happened.
happened, yeah.
I'm not making it up.
Nope.
No, it really happened. They didn't lose their job. You should lose your job when you do something bad.
Yep.
And the
And
fact
so should everyone that supported those moves. Everyone involved in it should lose their job and be persecuted and be prosecuted by the
Yeah.
law. I agree 100%.
But it's like the thing we talked about last week with you eating people. Is if you once they don't want to bring it up, they don't even want to bring it up to say that
I
they
don't
did.
eat people.
Yeah, you did bring it up. But if they would just say what you said, if they would just come out and say, "I don't eat people," like if they say Catholics, priests don't molest children, and if they do, they will be fired. They have to find another line of work because we won't have that in our church.
Well, they should go to jail.
Yeah, they should go to jail. Yeah, they shouldn't be protected. Once there's rumblings,
And if you eat people, you should go to jail also.
what you'd say if you're like those guys in the mountains that were gonna die? They're sitting there eating their dead buddy.
Oh, like your plane crashed?
Yeah, and then they're crying, eating the guy's fucking dick or whatever.
Yeah, it's different.
Remember? Because their friend, they like. You saw that movie?
Yeah.
Alive.
Alive,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Charles says they should all be put in jail.
What a douche.
Yeah, that's real fucking kind. Hey. You know, I don't understand you religious types. I really don't. Anyways, we got to get to feedback. We got lots of it. We asked people to be a guest on our program. Still coming up. And a lot of people were wondering, there's a lot of chatter about it. Let me just go here. But we got some feedback. We ask every week for people to give it to us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And this one comes from livefromthedutchhall@gmail.com. It's from Kevin Van Dungeon.
Ah, Kevy.
And I have not read it yet, so I'm just going to read this on air without pre-reading it. First time ever. Dad Sayings. I was listening to an older episode of the show where you were talking about helping Willie fix stuff and how he taught you that swears help repairs. Oh, it made me wonder if Willie has any awesome expressions he uses. My dad had a lot of them, but here are some I love. She's so ugly, she'll make a train take a dirt road. I should have reread this. If it doesn't get stuck in your throat, it won't get stuck in your ass. That's one for dropping food on the floor and still eating it, is what he would do. He'd drop food on the floor, and then he'd say, if it doesn't get stuck in your throat, it won't get stuck in your ass. I don't understand. Anyways, I like the expression. My favorite is, that guy's crazier than Joe Cunt's dog.
Joe cunt.
if you've already gone over this, ignore my feedback. I'd love to hear a great one Will uses. Well, my dad, I don't remember specifically. I remember pot liquor a lot. I remember him calling things I remember pot liquor was a big one. And also he would say prick, which I've inherited. And I think he would, but as far as sayings go, do you know any, he wouldn't have sayings, eh?
No, fuck no, I ran for the hills. I was gone. I couldn't hear from the distance I was
What?
at. I couldn't hear him from the distance I was at.
Oh. You just always kept a distance from your father at all times?
Pretty much.
I did like Sweating Like a Whore in Church, which was one my dad used. And he also used, I'm just trying to think of them. I don't know. Your dad use any? Your dad's a colorful character.
Oh yeah, but
Your dad makes his own up, I think, eh?
yeah, they're different all the time. He still surprises me with stuff I've never heard.
I liked when he said to me one time, he goes, last time I saw one, it was blood red. Do you remember that? You don't have to tell the rest of the story, just the punchline. Yeah. Jim's punchlines are the best. Last time I saw one, it was blood red. We would go to a golf tournament every year, and he would have like at least one stories, quotable thing per.
Pinner Jim, that's a good one too.
Oh yeah, that Pinner Jim story. The best was when he grabbed the mic from the guy that was doing the draws, and he sang a song and then dropped it and walked out with his hands over his head. It was the fucking coolest thing I ever saw. Eh?
Yeah.
He sang "Eyes the Buys That Sails the Ship" or something.
Yeah, some old tune.
Yeah, and then just chucked the mic down and walked out.
Out of here.
Yeah.
Chugged his beer.
Your dad's fucking boss, man. He lives. He's always like lived his own life. Eh?
Yeah. Solid program.
My father-in-law is like that. My wife's dad. That guy cares less every year. He's just like on his own program. I think it's kind of admirable in a way. Like
it's fun watching him get old, filtered,
yeah.
disappears.
What do you think's gonna happen to us?
Probably the same thing.
We'll get like. I hope I don't get mean. That's all I hope.
Yeah.
That's the one that scares me. I don't want to be mean. I'm hoping if all the like testosterone goes out of my balls by that time, then I'll have no fight left in me, and I'll just like be really like calm.
Just keep it fun.
Because I'm already better than I was when I was 20. Like now that you're not just full of fucking jizz and stuff all the time, you know. When you're all like fidgety when you're like young and full of piss, you know what I'm saying? Once you don't want to fuck as much, you settle down.
Oh, is that what's happening to you?
Yeah. Don't you think you fuck the same as you did when you were in your 20s?
I haven't noticed the difference yet.
You haven't noticed the difference?
I haven't.
What do you mean you haven't? Your wife has, but you haven't?
I don't know. I haven't asked.
No, but you haven't noticed the difference from the amount of sex you got when you first got married to 20 years later with 4 kids?
There's been, it's...
Same amount.
Well, it hasn't been a flat line, but there's been peaks and valleys, I would say, in 20 years.
Oh, yeah? Well, that's fair enough.
I think the peaks are the same height as they've always been.
What? Really? Okay. But is there not more valleys then?
I think sometimes the valleys are there's more space between the mountains. The rivers are wider.
But that doesn't make you unhappy because
I'm just busy.
Because you don't have fucking as much jizz in your tank, man. That's what it is.
Oh, okay.
You get old, you don't have as much testosterone. Because guess what? You wouldn't be so fucking busy if you were 21 and you had your
0 kids.
balls full of jizz. And you'd be like, fuck this job. I'm gonna go to the strip club and I'm gonna like just come in my pants in the back room. and then go home and tell no one. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not saying you would do that, but I'm like a young guy in his 20s who eats people. Could be anyone. So we did get, thank you, Kevin. I like those sayings. What was Joe Cunt's dog? I like how he says that, like he knew this guy, Joe Cunt, and he just says it to his kid, you know? Because this is like, you're looking up to your
You'd be
dad.
years trying to figure that out. Who is this Joe Cunt guy?
Where's Joe Cunt? You imagine hearing your kid say that? Oh, man, that guy's crazier than Joe Cunt's dog. Can't say that. Anyhow, the other one we got was from Podbean. We got from Good Time Jane. Good Time Jane gave us a real short one. She said to me, she goes, thank you, hashtag because wrestling. Now it all makes sense. See, she gets it. Jane gets it. Good Time Jane always will come through, eh? Because wrestling. Exactly, Jane. And again, Chile is in Mexico, so we're not going to talk to her this week. And I'm going to tell you, I am just looking for this one last thing. It was very important that I find it. Now, here's one from Andy Coote. Finally got caught up last week on the last few shows. Funny shit, Pope Peak. Sheepdogs were great and agree about people in the seats. You can't sit at a concert unless it's Ed Sheeran or Gordon Lightfoot. Love the Nocturnal Emissions, singing 2 songs before and after. When was that? Paul's birthday? Oh yeah, you did the Cage the Elephant one, right?
Yeah.
We tried.
For Paul's birthday. And then
No practice at all.
One time.
and then I don't know where the heck it is. Lori Ball sent us one, and it was basically saying we got to who won the death pool from last year. That was her thing.
Oh.
So it was important that I find it, but I can't find it. But Lori Ball says, who won the death pool for last year? And there's 2 categories. As you know, for our death pools, we do first to die and most to die, right?
Yep.
So the first to die last year was, I believe, Stephen Hawking, right? Stephen Hawking?
Yep.
Which was a pick by my wife, Jane. So she became the first to die winner, right, Jane? And you get $5 from each contestant. And the other one, most to die, was 1, right? So Jane, you obviously got 1,
You're going to split.
but you were not the only one to get 1. So you will be splitting your prize money with another person who got 1. So out of all the picks we had last year, only 2 of them died. And it was Stephen Hawking and
Stan Lee.
Stan Lee. Can you believe Kurt Douglas
Still going.
still kicking, man? Jesus, there's like unbelievable. We had good picks.
Yeah, the Queen? Come on.
Yeah, we thought the Queen was going to die a couple times this year. She's tough, man. She's tough. And then she comes from old stock, and they have so much money. She's probably been sucking baby's marrow since she's been born. Like her mom was like 112 or some goddamn thing, you know?
Her horse died. Probably like her best friend since she was a
What?
young woman. Her horse died recently. Didn't even phase her. The Queen's horse. I think that
They're
did
the same face.
break her heart.
They would have the same face, right? Queen's got a face like a horse. And so does her son, and so does Camilla, and her sister, the Queen's sister, Anne. She got a horse face.
Okay.
Don't you think?
I'd have to see him in a lineup.
Name a person with a horse face. Sorry,
Oh, we got one in the crowd.
Sarah Jessica Parker was
Oh, yeah.
called out. You think horse face?
Yeah.
What about Daryl Hannah?
Got one of those Franken faces.
Did she marry Neil Young?
Yeah.
So Neil Young divorces his longtime wife, and then marries Daryl Hannah, and then his wife dies. Broken heart.
Yep.
Yeah, try getting over that one. Eh?
It's gonna be a sad album.
He's just not going to be very popular. What do you mean sad? He's banging Daryl Hannah.
She looks ridiculous. She's got plastic surgery face.
Yeah, but Neil Young's old as shit, man. He's gross. He's like, Daryl Hannah's got to be better than his dead wife, right?
Is that like Mermaid, Daryl Hannah?
Yeah.
Yeah, Splash.
Oh, yeah, Splash.
Yeah. I don't like your square jaw. Too manly. That's what I say for Daryl Hannah. She never did it for me. She's like Cameron Diaz. Just doesn't do it for me. I know I can kind of see why people think she's attractive, but it's not my type. You know? Give me a nice, thick black woman. That's what I like. Give me that fucking Nell Carter.
Nell.
Nell Carter. Do you remember Nell Carter?
Oh yeah.
You know Joey
Lawrence.
Lawrence? He's on one of those celebrity something shows now, but he's all bald, right? Right? Have you seen him?
No.
It's a celebrity like Big Brother or something. And Joey Lawrence is in there, but he's bald now. And that was his whole thing. He was like good looking with hair. Well, now you're bald, and like it's when you were known for being good looking, and then you got old, then you're done. You can't go back to being good looking anymore.
All anyone has is their looks.
Yeah. If what I said was if that's all you had,
Oh, okay.
then you're done when it's gone. Like, what are you hanging on to? He wasn't a good actor. He wasn't a talented anything. He was only handsome. He was in Teen Beat magazine or whatever. He said, whoa. That's it. Fuck, it's over, man. As soon as you lost your hair, you were done. Because you're gross now. You're like Steve. If you were young and you were handsome and all of your looks are based on that, like, who's another guy that's just known for his looks? A girl, even. Like, let me see. Who's just.
Fuckload.
What?
There's a lot.
A hot
Not just known for their looks.
Yeah, like give me one hot chick that's not talented, she's just hot, like that. Say, they're not talented at all. I don't even know why they're famous. That's too easy, right? Are they still hot?
They're not even really hot.
Yeah. Though I have heard if you see them in real life, it's different. It's like they're super hot in real life, but on TV they look like they're fucking gross. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't fucking care about any of that stuff. Carmen Electra, she's old, man. Not Carmen Electra, but my wife is old, because that's the reference she used from Baywatch. Carmen Electra, I don't know. Yeah, but someone like that, like for example, Pamela Anderson, right? She's old now, but she was only good for looks. She wasn't known for her acting or her intelligence or her charm. She was known for.
Her love for animals.
Did she love it? No, she wasn't known for that.
Isn't she a big PETA spokesperson?
I don't know. I didn't know her for that. I knew her for her tits. Was I supposed to know her for that? And you know what? Her sex video brought her down in my eyes. You want to know why? Didn't like her vagina. And
Everyone
all
knows
those.
Tommy Lee was the star of that show. Honking the horn on the boat? Come on.
It was great. You remember you brought that over to my place and I lived in Kitchener. You brought me the video. We watched the Tommy Lee video at my place.
I brought it over?
You rented it.
What?
I'm pretty sure you rented it.
Where would you rent that? Wasn't it like a...
At the video store. You can rent it. You can rent it. A corner store.
Like McNuts in Waterford?
Yeah, I just rent the Tommy Lee Pamela Anderson video. It was in the porn section, but you could rent it.
All right. I'll take your word for it.
You never rented a pornographic movie?
I don't remember renting that one.
What one do you remember renting?
Debbie Does Dallas.
You
Remember
rented
one?
that?
Yep.
That is a classic, yeah.
When I was way too young to rent it.
I remember. Really?
Oh, yeah. They had no business renting me that VHS tape. But they did it anyway.
Debbie Does Dallas. That was part of like.
$2.50.
There was like 3 big porno movies when I was a kid, right? Debbie Does Dallas, Behind the Green Door, and Deep Throat, right? And I put as the 4th one, Devil and Miss Jones. I liked it. That was my personal favorite, Devil and Miss Jones, because I read the book. Is in the barn where we kept our horses, there was an old porno novel, Devil and Miss Jones, and I read it front to back like 1,000 times. When I was feeding the horses, quote unquote, which is what I call jerking off.
That's gross.
To a book in the garage, in the barn. Horses, I just told them, look away. Look away. Ashamed. Anyways, you know who was in that movie, became a famous musician, Samantha Fox.
Oh.
She was in the movie Devil and Miss Jones, but she did not perform any sex acts. She only brought in a tray of hors d'oeuvres. And her tits were out. But she didn't take a cock or nothing. So, just in case you were wondering about Samantha Fox. By the way, name a Samantha Fox song. Now,
I can't.
come on. Steve?
Nope.
Kevin, have you ever heard of Samantha Fox?
No.
Oh, she's my very first concert I ever went to.
Doesn't ring a bell.
Jay knows it. Touch me, I wanna feel your body. I didn't go because I like the music. I went because it was at Canada's Wonderland, and my Portuguese friend loved her. Like he had posters of her on his bedroom walls, and he I think he was gonna do some bad, like kidnap her or something. Like he was like obsessed with her, you know, like a really weird obsession. And he made his parents take us to the park. I was going for the rides, but I stayed afterwards, and I was on the grass to watch Samantha Fox. And at one point in time, Tony says to me, "The grass seats aren't good enough." This is like you, Steve. You don't like grass seats, right? So they go. He goes, "I'm gonna go get on stage with Samantha Fox." And I said, "No, don't." And then the next thing you know, he jumped the fence and then just went running. And we can see him like front row. He takes his shirt off. He's like swinging his shirt around and stuff. And then all of a sudden, she starts playing for encore. She starts playing "Touch Me" there. And he jumps up on stage, and the bouncers beat the fuck out of him. Holy smoke. He got killed. And then me and his brother, Peter, were just like, I think Tony's dead. You know? Parents were waiting in the parking lot in the car. Anyways, we got one more guy to get to. He's given us feedback since the very beginning. Oh wait, I didn't figure out about. We know who won the death pool, but the new death pool, 2019 death pool, will commence next week. Woo. Next week's program will be the 2019 death pool. Returning will be superfans Bailey and Lori Ball for bringing it up that we forgot to do it. And this year's categories, to let people know, we will have 2 open categories, which means basically anyone you don't feel is doing very well, that won't make it a year. And then we have 3 categories that need to be within these 3, which are 90s rock stars, wrestlers, professional wrestlers, right? And that's anyone in the professional wrestling business. It doesn't have to be an actual wrestler. It can also be like a commentator or manager or anything like that, but in the wrestling business. And the last category is bad guys Bad guys, anybody who is a bad person and will die for whatever reason this year. That's the last category. So this is for the 2019 death pool. Okay, any questions? The last guy in feedback we need to get to is our good buddy and surprise guest, the Haitian dwarf. Let's hear it for him.
Hi-ho, it's off to let me go.
Your twat is nice, I'll fuck it twice. Hi-ho. Where's the hi-hos?
I don't know. I never sing that one.
You don't do hi-hos?
We miss you, Michael.
Well, I didn't know that Mike's the only hi-hoer. No one hi-hos.
Nope, I don't.
Look at that. You don't hi-ho? Anyways, Haitian Dwarf this week, and we'll get to him. He is our guest this week. I'm so happy to have him in, but we are running short on time here near the end of the program. He has given us feedback on iTunes. Actually, this week he gives us two sets of feedback.
Two times.
2 times. This one he gives 5 stars. He entitles it Me Too. He goes, what is the hashtag key called on your phone?
Called the pound key.
Therefore, hashtag Me Too equals
Pound me too.
pound me too.
Come on.
And then his second piece of feedback is entitled Paul. Simply Paul. And he gives Paul 5 stars. And he says, Paul is the glue that holds this show together. And also, if I could ever find that message from Lori, she went heavy in defending Paul as far as what he brings to the show. Because the firing, they thought the firing was uncalled for or whatever. And I'm saying that you got it all wrong, people. I did not fire Paul. I took away one of his many responsibilities because he's overburdened by this program. The stresses of having to be spokesperson for NORPAC.
The beef people.
See the stresses getting to him? See how long that pause was? He can't direct and be the spokesperson for NORPAC.
The beef people.
See? 2 times. So I get Chasman to do it. Anyways, I wish I could find that thing from Laura.
Yeah,
She
but
went
you-
heavy on the, you're not fired. I still need a bartender. I still need the spokesperson. I still need the
Maybe-
role. There's many roles.
Maybe you should have worded it differently.
Did I call you any names?
No, you just said I was fired. That's fucking getting fired.
Oh. And by the way, Whiskey Wes Higgins, he's not here. He's working a job that he hopes, and I don't think he even hopes. He quit this
It's his
job.
last shift.
It's his last shift, but he decided to go do that job that he hates and hopes he never goes back to rather than do this program. So for that, Wes, I'm canceling the Haitian Dwarf interview. That's our show. And if you don't like it, blame it on Whiskey Wes Higgins for not showing up. Huh? If you like
little
to,
guy.
everybody, tell your friends. We've been live from the Dutch Hall. We're back next week with our Death Pool show, and we're actually working on booking up the next few weeks past that. So stay tuned on social medias, and we'll keep you posted on what we're doing at Spiky Ball or in live from the Dutch Hall here. Until next time, we will see you, NT. See you next Thursday.